What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Blank Online, here today to chat with you more about some Call of Duty Warzone, and today we're having a discussion on AntiCheat. Now, I'm sure that if you are following the COD community within the past week or so, you know all about AntiCheat, but if you don't know, let me give you a brief rundown. Basically, what AntiCheat is, it's a system that's in place to stop players from, cheating. So doing things like aimbot hacking and then invisible walls and all that sort of stuff. So basically stopping the possibility of players cheating in Warzone. Now, this is a system that's implemented in various different first-person shooters in competitive online games, but it's not something that's introduced in Call of Duty for whatever reason. Instead, what Call of Duty has is the report button. So essentially, if you think someone's cheating, you click report and you're like, what are they doing? And you say they're aimbotting or they're cheating or whatever like that. And then someone from some office in some place reviews the footage of that player, and then if they are cheating, they'll ban them. If they're not cheating, they'll continue doing what they're doing. But it's basically down to someone's own eyes. Now, the problem with this, and the problem that it's having now in Warzone in particular, is the tournaments. Now, we all know that there are various amount of tournaments that involve Warzone, for example, like Twitch Rivals and all the different other ones that are involved here, CDL and that sort of stuff for Warzone. And since there is no anti-cheat, and since most of those tournaments are played on PC, the susceptibility for hacking is very, very high. Now, it's not to say that every single player that competes in these tournaments are cheating, but there is a various amount of evidence suggesting that a lot of players do. A lot of players winning a ridiculous amount of money while they are cheating. A lot of players doing just small little hints of different like aimbot things and that sort of stuff, and it's sort of riled up the Call of Duty community to sort of band together and say, where is anti-cheat in this game? For $1 billion company and for a multi-million-dollar gaming franchise, for it to not have a proper anti-cheat is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the popularity of Warzone and the susceptibility of hacking and cheating and exploits in this game, not even just aimbot and not even just wall hacks, just little things like glitches and infinite stims and all that sort of bullcrap. If the game is so easily broken, don't you think more people are going to break it for their own advantage? And if there's no proper anti-cheat, don't you think more people are going to get away with it? Because the amount of time it takes some person, as I said, some person somewhere in some office to review some footage for a particular player, think about how many things they could be doing from the time that it gets reported to the time that they actually get banned. And that's even if they do get banned, because think of the amount of people that get reported on a daily basis. Sometimes they're not even cheating, sometimes they're just good at the game, but think of that amount of people that are getting reported, and think of the amount of people on this what cheat review committee or whatever crap it is over there at Activision / Raven / whoever is in charge of looking after Warzone at this point in time. Think about all of that, and think about how many reviews and footages they have to look at every single day, and how many things slip under the cracks. Now, if there's just an anti-cheat system, you would think that this would negate this problem. Now, apparently, according to a couple of different sources, it's not actually feasible for Cold War to have an anti-cheat, and as well as that Warzone to have an anti-cheat too. And I guess it's based down to the engines potentially, or is it based just purely because they don't want to invest in it? I would probably lean more towards they don't want to invest in it, because look at all the other games, and look at all of the other games in the industry that have an anti-cheat system, an anti-cheat system that works, and Call of Duty doesn't. Call of Duty as a franchise, a $1 billion, multi-million-dollar fucking franchise, it doesn't have a proper anti-cheat, and it doesn't make sense. And honestly, it probably comes down to the fact that Activision doesn't want to invest the money into it. If Activision are going to work in the system that they're working in, if they believe that what they're doing right now is more beneficial than having an anti-cheat in place, then that's what they think is best for the game. While it may not be right, that's the unfortunate truth behind why there's no anti-cheat. Anti-cheat would definitely help Warzone, and it would definitely negate the amount of cheaters that are found in Warzone, and as well as that Black Ops Cold War as well. I think Cold War has taken a sort of a backseat in this whole anti-cheat discussion. People really honing in on the fact that Warzone needs it, where Black Ops Cold War needs it as well. Multiple instances of various different hacks and exploits going on in Cold War with no real way of stopping it, because, as I said, the review committee doesn't pick up on it, because if you don't report it, and if they don't watch it, and if they don't think it's a real thing, then they're not gonna do anything to that player. But whereas if AntiCheat was in the game, that player probably wouldn't be in the game in the first place. Remember all the way back in Modern Warfare, if you guys don't know what they did in Modern Warfare, they had the hacker lobbies, and basically what they did was that if a player was susceptible to be hacking, they would be put in the hacker lobbies, basically just placing people who are exploiting the game against other people who are exploiting the game. And it was, to a certain extent, a good system, because you pit players who were cheating against one another. You weren't banning them, you were punishing them for doing the things that they were doing. The problem with this system was that it also caught very good players at the game. So if you're a really good player at Modern Warfare, you would be put in these cheater lobbies, and you know what, you wouldn't even know you'd be put in these cheater lobbies up until you look at the kill cams. But it was just an unfortunate aspect of that system. If you were to do it properly with an anti-cheat, then you could potentially be doing this exact same thing, putting cheating players with other cheating players and not having to put good players with cheating players, because you would have this system in place to notify you on when cheaters were doing these things. Now, anti-cheat doesn't completely remove hacking from the game. It will like hacking and cheating and exploiting will never ever be removed from video games. It's just the nature of games. But what you can do is you can sort of lessen the blow, and you can sort of stop those players from getting into games in the first place with a system such as anti-cheat. Now, in terms of the people using it to win Warzone tournaments and that sort of thing, honestly, like if you look at it on an ethical standpoint, it's not something that you'd look at and think, oh yeah, you know, fair enough, if it's there to be done, it's there to be done. Unlike something like, for example, skill-based matchmaking, reverse boosting, where if it's there to be done, like, it doesn't really matter if you do it, because it's as a system, if it's so easy to exploit, why not exploit it and then sort of give the middle finger to the developers and Activision for giving us such a flawed system in the first place, if it's meant to protect players and it's so easy to exploit it. Cheating is a little bit different. If you're cheating in a, say for example, a Twitch Rivals Warzone tournament, and you're winning $30,000 for winning this tournament, but you're using hacks and exploits in order to get that money, that's a little bit sour. That leaves a sour taste in my mouth, and I'm sure it leaves a sour taste in a lot of your mouths as well. And the fact that Activision hasn't gone out of their way to address this system, or address the lack of this system being in place, and as well as that, address the fact that multiple people have been found out for cheating in these multi-$1,000 whatever competitions that they're running on a weekly seemingly basis, then what's the point? Genuinely, what's the point of competing in these tournaments if all you're gonna do is come up against players who are trying to hack and cheat their way to victory? Genuinely, what's the point of grinding the game hours and hours on end just to train and get good at the game and get better at the game, if you're just gonna get killed by someone hacking trying to win that money? I for myself would be very disheartened knowing the fact that all these people are winning money and all these people are winning tournaments, and you're not, and I'm not, for example, because I'm not using hacks and exploits to do so. And I'm not saying that everyone cheats and hacks to win these tournaments. It's case by case basis essentially, and a lot of people who are winning these tournaments are actually very good at the game. But on the, I would say, the likely chance that there is someone cheating to win the game, then that leaves a sour taste in my mouth, and I'm sure it would leave a sour taste in a lot of people in the competitive scene's mouth as well. But as I said, anti-cheat is something that definitely needs to come to Call of Duty, not only Warzone but Black Ops Cold War as well. It would benefit the game as a whole, as it would negate the opportunity for cheaters to come into the game and ruin everyone's experience. You could, as I said as well, you could also do the same thing that Modern Warfare did, where you have the cheater lobbies, but you need to have the anti-cheat system in place so that good players don't go into those cheater lobbies accidentally. That's all I have for you guys today. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and comment down below, what do you think about anti-cheat in Call of Duty? Does it need it? Does it not? Let me know all your various opinions in the comment section down below, and click subscribe if you're new here so you don't miss out on my next video. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.